take us through a typical day. And again, it's going to be different. You're going through a stressful period right now. You're not pushing your fasting. So this is an N of 1 at this specific time frame for you.
Yeah.
But take us through what you do in a day right now to biohack the mitochondria.
Sure.
And improve, the density of them and how they're functioning.
Yeah. So right now, so keep in mind that like I haven't always been in great metabolic health, and it fluctuates based on stress and lifestyle. So right now I'd say that like my main priority is stress management and just time management, because I've got so many things to do for this book launch. But one thing I'm trying not to skip out on is just exercising every morning, because I know that when I exercise, I have this like amazing mood. Like my mood is just better for the rest of the day. So I look at exercise as medicine, and it's like, I just need to take my medicine, even if it's like a half an hour of riding my bike in the morning. I think I rode my bike for like an hour today, an hour on Wednesday Tuesday. And like I lifted weights yesterday, and weightlifting makes a big difference in my overall health. And then getting proper recovery in. I mean, to me, sleep is just so fundamental. I don't skip on sleep ever. And if you don't sleep well, you're going to have high cortisol and you're going to have higher insulin resistance. So that's important as well to understand. And then I also, what else am I doing? I mean, I generally eat lower carb, I'd say. But I really try to up the polyphenols as much as I can. Like I made this beautiful roasted vegetable soup that my friend gave me a recipe for. And it was like eggplant, tomato, onions, 4 heads of garlic, yellow pepper, yellow squash. And it was all roasted and then pureed with some beef broth. And oh my God, it turned out so well. So I'm just getting tons of vegetables in my body. I also like to make like big veggie salads. Getting proper nutrition is really key. And then obviously, like, I'm not against coffee, but if you are really stressed out, you don't need to add more stress to your system. So just be careful with how much coffee you consume. I'm doing like maybe a cup every other day, but not every day. And then what else am I doing? I mean, social connection to me is really fundamental to optimal health, and it's kind of overlooked. But making sure that I have time every week with family and my friends that I care about, no matter how stressed out things get, life isn't to me, life is really worth living when you have people in your life that you care about and that you can interact with on a regular basis. So I'm going to see my friends this weekend, and I'm going to see some friends in LA next week, and I'm going to be in New York the week after. And this is going to be a really busy month, but I feel that human connection is like one of the most nourishing things for optimal metabolic health. Oxytocin is an anti-inflammatory, it's mitoprotective, it's an antioxidant, it's cardioprotective. So it is one of those things where if you can get that social connection that feels safe and positive, it can make a big difference in your mental health and your physical health.
I think the big challenge with social connection is that it's so subjective, right? Where if you look back on your week, you might be like, okay, I hung out with friends a couple times and I did a Zoom call with this person I work with and connected with family by FaceTime. But it's not like, things like intermittent fasting, you can be more objective with it, or what you're eating in a day. And so I think that one for me is a challenge to kind of make sure I'm embracing that on a regular basis. And I'm guessing for others too.
It's funny you mention that, because I actually have a design of a product I want to build for my company that measures social connection and monitors it for you. And like, I know it's kind of like it's a little bit of a concern of privacy, but I would be totally willing to like give up some of my privacy for more data about myself and my life. Like I really think that we need social connection tools and monitoring tools, because it's the biggest driver in long-term health and happiness is relationship quality. And also your network is your net worth. And so I get a lot of work done when I go out with my friends, and I get a lot of knowledge and experience. And I rarely go out and feel like that was a waste of my time. Like rarely does that happen to me. But I think I'm fasting about 12 hours right now, just because I'm under a pretty heavy amount of stress. But I also what else am I doing? Oh, sunlight first thing in the morning. I mean, Huberman talks about this constantly, but I can't emphasize enough how important it is to get that bright morning light, and then darkness at night, really makes a big difference. And then try to break up your day when you're sitting at your desk. just like break it up, like get up and make tea. I have like 3 cups next to me. I had coffee, I had some adaptogen tea, and it makes a really big difference. And then on top of that, like I do supplement when I need to. So I measure what I need through different labs, and I take like a B complex, a probiotic, digestive enzymes if I need them. And I've got a variety of different supplements that I rotate based on what my body needs. So, but the big ones that most people need are magnesium, omega-3s, vitamin D, minerals, and what else am I missing? And B complex.
So you're going through a really unique time right now. You're launching a book, and you've talked about the stress you're going through. What are some of the things you do to take extra good care of yourself and fill up the mitochondrial batteries during a time like this that you might not do otherwise?
I have on my feet right now, a PEMF mat. And so I'm kind of like, I can like feel this mat, and it's cool. It's called a Centropix mat. Anyway, if you go to Centropix, the website, and I think it's like /Dr. Molly, you might be able to get access to it, but you have to get it through a affiliate, I think. But I love this mat, and it's like sitting there under my feet, kind of passively charging my body with energy, which is cool. I also love this random thing that I bought it's a tuning fork. It's called a sonic slider, and it has a Schumann resonance, and it just kind of calms my nervous system at the end of a day, at the beginning of a day. I also meditate in the morning, so I'm either meditating, praying, or doing visualization first thing in the morning and first thing before I go to bed. And that's a really powerful space between sleep and wake that I consider to be really, really potent.
You've talked about some general supplements there. What about specific ones if you're feeling like your mitochondria are run down?
Sure.
And you really want to energize those things you might not take on a regular basis, but things you can use as biohacks for that specific purpose?
I would say L-Car. Carnitine essentially is an important tool in the mitochondrial toolbox. PQQ is a form of resveratrol that's really, really potent as well. You only have to take a tiny bit of it. ALA is another good one. And then, I would say those are like my generally recommended ones to take. I'm also a big fan of omega-3s as an anti-inflammatory.
And will you up your dosage of those if you're going through a stressful time or if you want to enhance mitochondria?
I take a ton of omegas. I'm like a huge fan of omega-3s.
And what brand are you using?
Oh, I switch brands all the time. The one I have right now is from a company in Norway, but I'm probably going to switch over to like Lovasa pretty soon. So Lovasa is a prescription grade omega-3 that I have prescribed to my clients. It's really high quality.
That's another thing I think it's important we get into. We've talked about supplements and different ones people might want to use for different uses, but quality is a big concern.
Oh my God.
And now, especially with the popularity of the health and wellness space, things seem to be blowing up, and you can go to grocery stores, Costco, you can go anywhere and get different supplements. As a doctor, what do you recommend? How do people know they're actually getting something of quality?
I mean, frankly, you have to talk to people that you can trust. And the problem is a lot of the best supplements are actually from other countries, and they're not in the American market yet, which is kind of an annoying thing. But, you do want to do your homework on rancidity. A big majority of the fish oil in the market is very rancid. So you do need to watch that and make sure that you can buy the highest quality you can afford. Ideally, you want to look for pharmaceutical grade, because they actually do sell pharmaceutical grade omegas pretty widely, but you need to look for that specific marketing description.
Okay. So basically work with somebody if you can, work with a functional medicine practitioner, and they're going to be able to guide you best, and things are changing all the time too. That's the other piece of this, where it's like, what is it you're taking right there?
These are omegas. I just pulled them out of my bag. I mean, the brand that I love is NPure 3, but they're not available in America yet. So you have to like literally go to Norway to get them. But they're the ones that Rhonda Patrick uses.
If you enjoyed that clip, press here for the full episode. I'll see you over there.
So if you have issues with anxiety, depression, focus, you probably have some energy issues that you're not even looking at. I feel that human connection is like one of the most nourishing things for optimal metabolic health. It really creates the conditions where you